Greetings, fellow Americans. Welcome to Fireside Chats, State of Our Nation. I am your host, Susanna Tanner, candidate for House of Representatives 2026 and President 2028. Let's start off with the No Kings protest that happened Saturday across the nation and actually across the world. I'm sure many of us have heard now. 7 million people in the United States participated in this protest against the Trump administration and injustice and no kings. Protested against kings. We have often heard that Donald Trump has referred to himself as a king, and we were done with kings whenever we broke away from England a long time ago. 7 million people. Let me say that again. 7 million people. That is twice as many as the June No Kings protest. There were close to 10,000 people here in Vancouver, where I live, protesting. Close to 10,000, just in our smaller area, in 4 different locations across the city. I saw these locations as I happened to be traveling around, which is how I know they existed, besides the 2 that I knew were going to exist at the waterfront and on the corner of 155th Avenue and Mill Plain. Around 40,000 protesters marched in Portland. 40,000 in Portland. That is amazing. Go Portland. Absolutely. In major cities like Chicago, DC, Los Angeles, major cities like that, they each saw 100,000 people in their protests each. There were also protesters in small towns and areas around the United States. So this was not just a big city event. This really was truly nationwide. The people speak, and we will not stop. And I am so proud to be an American. We had support from outside of the United States as well. I would like to thank those nations that stood with us on Saturday. They also held protests in their nations. Thank you to all of these nations. There's 18 of them, so I'm going to list them off right quick. Portugal, Spain, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, Belgium, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Italy, Ireland, the United Kingdom, Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Japan. Thank you so much for participating and standing with us. If any of my viewers want to share pictures of their protests, of the protests they attended in their city, feel free to post in the comments of the video on any of my social media platforms or any of the related protest videos. I love seeing how many different signs we have, how many different crowds. I love seeing all of that. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. I am looking forward to the next one, and I bet it's even bigger. Now we are going to move on to some more about the Constitution, and this is relatable to the No Kings protest that just took place. The primary goal of the Constitution is to limit the governing body while simultaneously empowering the people. It does so through the preamble with the first 3 words, "We the people," and by reserving powers to the states and the people through the 10th Amendment. Many of our rights are already enshrined into the Constitution, along with our reserved rights. The right to vote, the right to due process, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, freedom to gather peacefully, the First Amendment, the right to bear arms, the Second Amendment, the right to privacy, the right to due process, and so many others are established in this document. We as individuals utilize our Constitution, and so do the states. We just saw that. We exercised our rights, our constitutional rights. The states of our union are independent of the federal government and have the right to govern themselves. One of the checks and balances that a state government can and has enacted previously is rejecting executive orders that are deemed to violate the rights of the people. An example is when Donald Trump ordered troops to Los Angeles, California, without evidence of necessity to be there. California filed a lawsuit challenging the order, and the courts ruled in California's favor. Each branch of our government has specific powers that do not cross into other branches. They are set up that way so that they cannot cross into each other's branches. Example, the president has the power to veto a bill. Congress can override the president's veto with a clear 3/4 majority of Congress. The Supreme Court has no jurisdiction in a veto, though, except to interpret the constitutionality of a bill. SCOTUS cannot override a veto or congressional decision even by themselves. Each branch of government has specific powers. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not repeating myself. Our branches of government also have the ability to check other branches of government and issue legal actions against each branch. Example, Congress can and has impeached presidents, even within the last 30 years. Should crimes be egregious enough, Congress, through investigation, can recommend criminal charges to the DOJ, the Department of Justice, which takes matters to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court makes a ruling and recommendation to Congress after due process, and Congress acts after all information is considered. The genius of the Constitution is that it makes no permanent rule other than its faith in the wisdom of ordinary people to govern themselves. That quote is from With Honors, the movie. Simon Wilder. It's a fabulous quote, as a matter of fact, and it is very true of our Constitution. The way that it's set up, the compromise that was made for it. I did speak about that compromise in the last State of Our Nation episode, last week's episode. I spoke about how the New Jersey and Virginia plans were a compromise. The Constitution we have now was melded from these two different plans. They were interlinked together, and good things were kept, not so great things were set aside. That's kind of how things work. It's a negotiation. As a nation, we the people act when we see our rights and liberties being violated. We show that we do not tolerate such actions through protesting, as we saw on Saturday, boycotting, as we saw with Disney and CBS, and other peaceful yet effective actions. And the best example of that is definitely the cancellation and reinstatement of Jimmy Kimmel Live. When CBS decided to cancel Jimmy Kimmel, we, the people, boycotted Disney and CBS, and they lost over $3 billion because of their decision to violate the Constitution. The people used their voice, and they made it loud and clear. We made it loud and clear. Jimmy Kimmel resumed a week later. I'm pretty sure that they didn't like that loss. And now we have the No Kings protest that just happened on Saturday. And fabulous protest. And it was a beautiful day as well. I think I should point that out. Positivity. The people of this nation are the power of the Constitution. We are showing it. while the established government is managed by elected members of our society. It's managed. They are not rulers. We know this, and that is why we are able to speak out like we do. Each branch has the constitutional ability to check each other, and the people check each branch. Our protest is showing that we, the people, are checking our government. Our Constitution is set up so that it empowers the people while limiting the powers of the established government. We, the people, are the power of the Constitution. We, the people. Let's take some time to think about that over the next week. We, the people, are the power of the Constitution. That is all I have for today. Thank you for your time, and may our path lead to peace and prosperity.